Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to have a look at the 28th COT report of 2018. And as usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials positions. But before I go into the review, a reminder for all of you, we've got two new services out, futurestradingguides.com and fxtradingguides.com. If you haven't yet checked these out, please do so. Thank you. So continuing with the review, let's start off with the copper market, where we have a 24% change in commercials positions, 19 in large speculators. These are, of course, changes that represent a bullish signal in the market. It can affect prices in the near term, so probably early next week we may see a bit of a rise in prices. You can see there has been a pretty decent decline in the past couple of weeks in copper prices. Opening a 5-year chart, we can see that actually with these changes that happened the past few weeks, suddenly from a bearish COT extreme, we are getting closer and closer to bullish extreme levels. Of course, you can see on this 5-year chart that we're pretty far away. But if this trend continues in traders' positions, then of course we can reach that in a couple of weeks' time. Currently, we are at a 51 report extreme. So we may see a bit of a reaction in this market. Rough Rice is the next market with a 22% change in commercials positions. You can see that change size over there. Interestingly, both commercials and large speculators are currently net short, meaning small speculators are the only ones who are net long optimistic about the Rough Rice, which of course in itself may be considered a bit of a bearish signal. But focusing on the change itself, this 22% in commercials positions and 23 in large speculators can be definitely considered one of the largest changes in the past 52 weeks. There have been larger changes, but it's definitely closer to the top, let's say 5%. So meaning this can be considered a significant signal that may affect prices in the next couple of days. Extreme wise, if we open this 5-year chart, you can see that we're moving away from this relative bullish extreme in the market. We're more or less in between the two extremes. So I would say only the COT change signal is the one that we can act upon right now. Live cattle is our next market with a 17% change in commercials and 14 in large speculators. Bearish COT change signal, larger than average, no question about that, suggesting prices may continue their decline early next week. Jumping to a 5-year chart, you can see that there has been this bit of a relatively larger bullish extreme, not the largest as you can see on this 5-year chart, but definitely a bullish extreme compared to the last, let's say, 2 years. There was a bit of a price action to that signal. Prices have risen a little bit, but not significantly, definitely not too long. You can see the past couple of weeks price action that the prices have gone lower. I wouldn't say this is the market that I'd be trading based on the current COT report. I'd suggest to move on to large speculators COT Extreme. And there you go, we've got New Zealand dollar on top of our list with an all-time COT Extreme and large speculators positions. The same extreme is in the commercials as well. So this is a bullish COT extreme, huge. We've never seen such an extreme in the past, suggesting that there may be a bottom that you can see that might actually hold, and we can probably expect a change in the trend. You can see how well these extremes can influence or show us changes in the trend. There was the last extreme, a bearish one from early this year at this point, and then we had a bullish extreme the previous. So you can go on, go back in time and see how well these COT extremes could basically signal changes in the trend of the New Zealand dollar. So lean hogs, we have a 460 report extreme in large speculators and an all-time COT extreme in commercials positions. This is of course a bullish COT extreme signal, suggesting prices could easily continue their rise. Interesting, of course, to see that at such levels, but nevertheless, if you look at the chart, you can see whenever we had a For instance, this bullish extreme I'm showing you again was at a point in time when prices were actually much higher than before. Here we had the most visible bullish extreme at this low over here around 40. So again, another market where COT extremes can be very, very helpful. The next market is Palladium with an 86 report extreme in large speculators. So about roughly a 1.5 year extreme. You can see that extreme on the chart over here. It's definitely becoming more and more bullish, although the last major extreme was this bearish one back over here very early this year. And since then you can see there was a significant decline in the market. So the extreme is becoming more and more bullish. You can see how far this extreme could increase. Back over here in 2016 we had this beautiful bullish extreme in the market, which, by the way, as you may see, very well signaled this bottom in Palladium prices. So that was all for this COT review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. Take care. Goodbye.